Yeah, you got video and you've got audio.
Tonight is the regular monthly meeting of the Clinton Inland Wetlands Commission. It's Tuesday, August 6th, Thomas 1, stated to call roll for tonight.
Okay, Lawrence Edwards,
Here.
Edward Alvarino,
Here.
Michael Florio.
Here.
Thomas Welch.
Here.
And Tardisel.
Here.
Scott Harley.
Here.
Robert.
Here.
Chris Horvath.
Here.
Douglas Elliott.
Here. All right. Sherry. So first we got to do some speed cleaning items, review and approval of the minutes from our July 2nd regular monthly meeting. Nobody has any additions, take a motion to approve.
Take a motion to approve, sir.
Eddie moved. Who was the second?
Any discussion on minutes? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those abstain. Can we do the special meeting minutes with the actual application? Or we do the special, but not down?
We should, it's on the, to be done now.
Okay,
Yes.
so everyone, I believe everyone was. Sidewalk. Yep. Probably not here. So we can review and approve those as well.
Which one? You
That's chicken. It was.
The only ones who weren't there were the
Okay, yeah, Ryan. So I'll take a motion to approve those.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes and chair.
Any discussion? Everyone's there. All right. Those voting in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstaining?
Okay, Ryan and Bert were there. So you're
All right, and then we had one application that came in after the filing of our agenda. So I'm trying to make the motion to add to the agenda so that we can talk about the application and then potentially receive it.
I move to add to the agenda, IWC 24-331A, Post Road, Shoreline Garden Center, applicant 31A, Old Post Road LLC owner. Application for regulated activity within 50 feet of inland wetlands. Petition green. Assessors map 77, block 58, lot 52-1, zone R.
Do I have a second to add, just adding it to the agenda? Seconds.
And then we asked for an as-applied determination. Okay. So it's just, so you know, it's for an as-of-right determination.
Okay. Then we have to make that determination tonight.
Well, the applicant said, if you'd like to do a site walk, you can. He couldn't be here tonight. But,
Did you guys walk all the way around?
and it's for a greenhouse for, gardens.
Oh, let's add it to the agenda.
Yeah, and then we have to make that determination.
So, yeah, technically the commission needs
Yeah,
to make
right.
that.
Okay.
But if you do, then.
Well, let's take a vote on adding it to the agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those in favor of adding it to the agenda? say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? Okay. So I guess, Sherry, do you want to quickly describe how we got the application?
Well, there was a little work through our Gov system, and the notification did not come to me directly. It went to somebody else, and we weren't aware of it until, I think it was Monday.
Yeah, the applicant submitted it on time, but it was assigned to someone who's on leave of absence. And so it wasn't the applicant's fault. It was just a technological glitch. So we corrected it, but because of that, we didn't get the application until now. So
Okay, so
we just want to make that clear. It's not the applicant's fault. They didn't submit last minute. It was that we just didn't get it in our system.
Okay, but we don't have access to it tonight.
Sherry, you put a link on it?
I can,
I mean, are they looking to make an as of right determination tonight? Like, we have.
Well, I mean, you could,
we
we
have
have
to
to.
15-day petition for public hearing.
Is it that, even though it's on the, okay, well, you could,
Could we receive it, set a site walk?
if you want to do that, sure.
Okay.
And he said he's open to it. He gave us 2 dates. I believe it was August 22nd and the 29th that he's available. Those are both Thursdays.
So applicant put in an application, didn't get received correctly. And, so nobody's had time. They're asking for it as a right use to their property. To do what they want to do. It looks like. I think it would be appropriate to set a walk, go look at it and then make the determination as right.
Fine.
So is the 22nd good with everyone?
So we need to set a site walk. The applicant can do the 22nd and 29th, which is not next Thursday, but the following Thursday. And one of those better than the other. Could be 22nd.
You want to do the 29th as a rain date?
I believe.
No way. You would be involved.
Or it's 18th.
So this would be the Thursday, the 22nd, or Thursday, the 29th. We could have one as a rain date. We could do that,
If everyone could do the 29th.
but then.
I have to get back to you, Chairman, because I was told to this, my wife tonight, and there's several dates for camp.
It's just if we do the 29th, we can't do a rain date because the following
How many people would be?
Tuesday is the meeting. So,
Most, you could always go out. Look at it. So, 22nd or 23rd.
If it's Kathy.
Sure, I can.
Pretty
do
good.
that.
All right, I
Yeah, of course.
appreciate it. Thank you.
You guys good for today?
Yeah, we'll both.
Definitely,
Is
yeah.
that Thank you, thank you.
Time.
Do 22nd, rain date 29th, if the rain will be all good 29th, and then if you guys, anyone can't make it, it's
6:30 or 6?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Just hold on a moment, please.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so we'll need a motion to accept the application, set a site walk for 22nd,
I'll make a motion.
6 o'clock, rain date 29th.
I'll second his. But you get 29th of October,
Yeah, the rain date.
rain day, and then 6 o'clock, and I'm second.
Okay, so it's gonna be, I'm just looking,
Larry,
Larry Moon, and the date is,
The 22nd and the 29th is a rain date. Because if we did just the 29th, we wouldn't have a rain date because the following Tuesday is the meeting. And it's Memorial Day weekend. It's,
It's-
30, we'll send all that to you.
any discussion? What was voted in favor, say aye. We have a second one as well. So this is gonna be, IWC 24-4, 56 West Shore Drive, Lenora ALO, on behalf of Bob Goen, is the applicant, Jensen Jara is the owner. For application for modification of a previously approved IWC permit, which was IWC 23-4. It is to modify previous inland wetlands permit to add 4-foot by 7-foot ramp and relocate a float. The assessors map 14, block 4, block 14 in the zone. R2. So I guess, yeah, why don't you kind of let the commission know what the change, proposed change is?
Small, very small.
Bob, can you just state your name for the record?
Oh, yeah, bring it back. I'm Bob. Engineer and licensed. It's a short river. And, what we had. What was it? So we had site and we had got permit for the 8x8 flow.
8x8, I remember that, 8x8.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
We would like to anchor that raft to the shore. The 4 foot wide. And that's what we're seeking to modify to allow us, the ramp to make the connection to the shore.
Well, the only question I have is, you can anchor it at the shore. I mean, having a ramp there is not an issue at all. Except for, no, you have boulders.
No, no bolts are required. It goes over the boulders. And it's adjacent to this concrete wall that runs around.
Right.
And anchor it to the, you know, that when we were here before, there was a concern about drilling into the rock.
Yep, we can't do that.
There's no drilling into the rock. We don't even have to move the rock. It just goes over the rocks and fits in nicely in between, the first steps that run down.
Is this already built?
Yes, it is.
And so this is an after the fact,
It's an after the fact,
because you guys modified it.
what happened was that he had the flow. I should have ended it. He started about.
Yeah, we never approved this. This was never,
The ramp was never approved.
that's right.
Why'd they build?
Because they could do.
Well, you can put a ramp out there, out of basically. I mean, not a ramp, I mean, look.
No, that's not. It's, that's the whole problem.
So you got a permit for
We got permit for the flow.
the float in the water. Right.
And the ramp.
Everything's built.
Oh, I see. Didn't see that. Oh, he's saying.
The other two,
She goes stupid and around.
One conversation.
Tuesday's not.
This is the wrong view. We're showing. It's in that corner. And it just sits on. What you had before.
Did Sherry get?
I can get,
She has a copy.
I'll give you another, there are 2 photos, that's. I'll give you
I'll give it the other. Thank you. You're different. Which one do you want to give?
She has this one. I want to hold on. Yeah, she has this one. I'll bring it up. You never even know this thing is. This is the other side. Yeah. And so what you had before, what brought it to our attention was, he had the float and he put it off of the concrete, so he fastened the end to the concrete perpendicular. And he had to make the float, the ramp longer, because, the short end was higher. So he shortened, I went up there, I said, can't do this because you exceed the 12 feet, which is the requirement.
Well, that's basically, that's it. You know, not, so it's not even a float, I mean, a normal ramp, I mean, as far as what we thought. It's gonna have flow, would be.
Yeah.
Actual, where they go. We used to have them out of the lakes. all the time. Just you swim out to.
Yeah, it's wrapped.
Yeah, a little wet.
They have to, they can't go more than 12 feet from the shore. And they have to be fastened to the shore, they can't be anchored. And so that's why it's connected to the shore.
I just gotta say this, Mr. Chairman, with your permission, why didn't? First of all, did you guys go to Boulder Lake? No, they put it on. I just want to,
Over like,
see, before this was built,
oh, before that thing.
Yeah.
But that's nothing to do with that.
did you go to Boulder Lake for this permit?
We shouldn't.
No,
Did you go,
So we can only,
I'm talking about you.
I know, but we can only talk about our,
That's what I'm talking about.
not.
But our permitting process isn't a part of that, that's separate, this is the.
I'm not
town's
talking-
process.
Anything other than, if you let me finish, to go to you. If he didn't go to you, go to, I mean, the oldest, with no permit.
It's, well, it's an after the fact permit, so they didn't get, it did work, that was unpermitted, now they're asking to.
It's always the same, it's like asking for forgiveness, you, for another house.
We can-
Yeah, that happens.
We have
It
a
does.
lot of permitting.
Work gets done, that's not included in the permit, that now going through the channels. We do, this is happening.
Yeah,
Many times, many times.
I don't know what all the regulations are on Boulder Lake. Putting Middle of the lake. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But, you know, as long as it's not, you know, pinned like to the boulder, that was biggest
Exactly.
grievance, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not,
No reason to.
it's for like, you know, 100 years. Required, it's just here.
Boulder Lake Association requires that the boat be anchored. And so this is how it's anchored.
Did you see him build it?
No,
Okay, how do you know he didn't anchor it to the boat? You just, it's what he said, but they didn't do what they were supposed to do.
when,
Are you attesting to this? That's.
yeah, well, no.
Just saying, you're saying it's not facts. I'm saying,
I got three questions coming out.
Yeah, one.
Let me just answer your question. We were alerted to the situation like. And was given notice. It's not permitted, and I went out. They had the float over here, longer. And he was going to remove it. And I said, "Hey, you can't do that. Slide it over here because the outside of your float. You be 12 feet short. And so it fit nicely, moving it over into here.
Is that a requirement of Boulder Lake?
Forward.
Okay.
And so. Pleaded. Said, please leave it the way it is. Get it squared away. Didn't happen, obviously. Showed the see it me. And I said, did you at least anchor it to the wall? Because that's the only place you can do it. And I talked him out there. And he was at the meeting with the UX. And we went into the rock or anything. So there wasn't any need to drill into the wall. Yeah, just butt it up against the concrete. So that's what he did.
so,
And he told me he did that. Didn't see it.
so he originally built something we didn't approve. Then Kathy seen it and said to approve, then you told him not to touch it, and he still went back and touched it and redid whatever. How do we know we didn't attach it? I mean, you're saying that, or he's saying that.
I'm saying that in the photos, not those folders are not.
But you can't see the deck in the.
I know. The ramp was made. Cut off the ramp.
How is that ramp secured to that?
It's secure this one. This wall.
Yes.
Where's the, oh, yeah, oh, it's just,
there's no tie.
it's just, no, it's just hinged. It's hinged here.
So you're saying he attached it to this
It's
wall.
a hinge, it bounces up. Yeah.
Through the, see this, Sherry.
And I see all the rocks.
See, these rocks underneath are.
Yeah, I know them.
There was no way to,
You bring it over, then
he folded it this way.
Look at the speed of this is going, yeah.
Sure. As we see them.
Okay. It's either it or it's.
Just sure.
You know, I just think about,
Yeah. I don't see Essex, but I know either. 110, it's the same.
It is two in one.
You try to get. Ordinances, get some teeth into the regulations, but.
So for tonight, all we have to do is accept it. We can set a sidewalk.
I just wanted to see.
We can then.
To pick it happy,
We can send Kathy out, confirm that it's been into the policy.
because you can't attest. So if you said in the end,
Can you just?
we both with this,
That you don't need.
I think we should just do a
I was just
sidewalk.
gonna say, if it's okay, if Scott said I can meet Bob out there and take photos.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'll have them just.
we would like it. Consensus over here is the sidewalk.
Okay.
Look at.
You can do-
you can check
It's
it.
nice. Done it.
Scott asked me to do, either way, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Can raise a hand, who needs a sidewalk? I mean, we do have a lot of new members that haven't seen this application before. So can I just get like who we thinks that we need to do a sidewalk? See. That's majority. So why don't we receive the application, set the sidewalk for 22nd, 6:30? Can we get to do the first one and then?
Yeah, so I think so. Yeah, let's do that.
I'll have them, remove the decking.
Yeah.
So that we
Yeah.
can get
You have to see.
just the first piece. Yeah. Piece that
He's
is.
got at least two pieces.
Okay, so why don't take a motion to.
I wanna go. I don't want my wife coming later.
But if you can't, you correspond with.
Go ahead, I'll take photos when I'm.
I trust you.
Okay,
So I trust that.
I'll take photos.
Like, we did that for you. Where you,
All right,
All right.
all right.
I'll make a motion to receive IWC 24-4
I'll second it.
And set a sidewalk.
and set a sidewalk for Thursday, August 22nd at 6:30 P.M.
Rain date,
Rain date,
Same as 29.
6:30.
mhm.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Opposed or abstaining? Okay. So we'll be out there on the 22nd.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. So why is we Essex?
Well.
We don't have that.
Became a fun. We hired somebody to do it, and I was kind of doing it on the interim. And I'm still the town engineer. And we went through the portables.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item agenda number 4 is a public hearing for IWC 24-1. 327 East Main Street, Greg Bettis is the applicant, Shoreline Partners LLC are the owners for an application for regulated activity within 0 to 50 feet of the inland wetlands or wetport for new mixed-use development, one-way traffic around building, parking, stormwater system, retaining walls and underground utilities. Assessors map 85, block 69, lot 121, in zone.
Scott, I don't know if he wants to speak about human engineers anymore.
So I just have to read. Will our secretary do it?
Yeah.
Do you mind reading that into the record? There's a public hearing.
Tuesday, August 6th, 2024, the Williams Street, the before East Main Street, Clinton, Connecticut, considered the following. IWC 24-1 through 27 East Main Street, Fairfax P. applicant Shoreline Parkers. Application for regulated activity. Inlet wetlands or parking storm water system, septic system, retaining wall, and utilities, section map 85, block 69, block 121, zone D4. At said hearing, all persons will have the right to be heard on communications received. The application and accompanying map and correspondence are available from the town website for zoning inspection. Dated in this day of July. Scott Burley, Chairman.
Okay, so before we open public hearing, I guess Kathy, can you talk about your memo dated August 6th?
Sure, so, this is an application, as Ryan read, for regulated activity. I listed the pertinent regulations. So per section 9.2, if a public hearing is to be held on any application for a permit, all documentary evidence in support of the application shall be filed with the commission and available for public inspection no less than 15 days prior to the day of the hearing or any reconvening thereof. The required documents for this application should have been submitted by July 22nd, 2024, and they were not received by that date. Many of the required documents required for town engineer review have not been submitted as of today, August 6th. Town engineer's report is attached to this report. So I think everyone got a copy of the town engineer Chuck Eaton's report.
Yeah, we got that.
Okay. The applicant did not provide a complete application per section 7 of the regulations. Per inland wetlands regulation 9.4, the public hearing cannot be open without proper notice. We had been talking to Mr. Fettis about that, about evidence for abutting landowners. And per inland wetlands regulation 8.7, the inland wetlands can deny an incomplete application. I had two motions, one for denial and one for the motion to continue. And with that, I went through the dates, and Sherry did as well. I'll just do a brief listing here. It came in, let's see, do we have your date sheet? Just go over that really quickly. I think I do. It's in my script here. So the application came in on, the official date of receipt was the 7th. It came in on the 6th. So there were 65 days to open the public hearing or make a decision per statute. So the commission held a site walk on May 16th. On June 4th, at the commission meeting, the commission set a public hearing for July 2nd because determination of a significant activity. The documents for the July 2nd public hearing were required to be submitted a minimum of 15 days in advance for wetlands regulations. The last day to submit those documents for the July 2nd public hearing was June 17th. They were not received. So the regular meeting and public hearing on July 2nd, the hearing did not open due to procedural error on the applicant's part on notification of abutting property owners. The last day to open the public hearing or make a decision was July 10th. The applicant asked for a public hearing to be rescheduled to August 6th. The extension time used to get to August 6th is 27 days. Per the regulations, the last day at close of business at 4 p.m. to submit the documents for August 6th. Some documents were posted after the close of business, no evidence. Sherry mentioned about the abutting property owners. So the thing is that we already are. So I'll just give a brief. This is a little bit more clear. I think the updated plans required documents are supposed to be submitted and they weren't. So now we're already into the 65 days. So the applicant has requested that this be continued and that the documents required for the town engineer and for public inspection would be received no later than August 19th. So I just wrote out here the dates. Again, the Inland Wetlands Commission has 65 days to make a decision or open a public hearing from the date of receipt. The commission received it on May 7th. 65 days from that is July 11th. The 65-day extension is from July 11th to September 14th. So, obviously it's commission, it's up to you, whatever you'd like to do, but I did draft a motion to deny and a motion to continue, and I just gave some findings.
me personally, after reading everything and everything's been going through, I would make a motion for denial and let them come back. And they have everything done. Because this right now is so peaceful. And we don't have everything, and we have to go by our town engineer. So with this, with being a significant activity, a public hearing, if we give, so to when, September, what?
So the next, it would be, our meeting is September 3rd.
They still have plenty of time to do work.
Right, and this, the 65-day extension, if granted, what the applicant requested, would bring us to September 14th, and then we're out. And the only thing to keep in mind too is the engineer said after the documents are received, there may be some back and forth with different dates.
So,
I won't make, stop your
no,
motion.
go ahead, sir.
Look, would you be okay if Mr. Fentz?
Yeah, of course.
Can you,
It'd be easier to withdraw.
yeah, can you withdraw your motion and save it?
I'll withdraw, Greg, okay?
Thank you. Yeah. Greg Bettis with Bettis Engineering, Smith, Connecticut. Yeah, it's been a little bumpy road on this one. It's a tricky site. I wouldn't respectfully disagree with some of the comments Kathy made. You know, we offered significant activity, right?
Right.
Because we wanted to schedule a public hearing and we wanted to try to fast track this thing. We're not trying to skirt any other requirements. Yes, first of all, we found out July 22nd was a hard date. I knew that. We got most of our stuff in. Did we get it in by 4 o'clock? No. But found out 4 o'clock was the deadline that day, in an evening. So I was at the post office at, 3:15 when I got something from Sherry regarding the abutters. And I respectfully disagree about the abutters. We think we have it correct. We think we submitted certified mailings. We got have them with me. We got most of them back. They don't always all come back, the green cards. But we are doing everything we can to fast track this. Denying the application, all we're gonna do is turn around, resubmit, but it's gonna cost us an extra month or two. Same exact application. I have George Logan here tonight, who I think the only thing we're missing at this point is the function values. Which, yeah, is a big deal, but we can look at the site and say, we're all out there. It's sponging feet in the grassy areas that the filled wetlands that we're gonna restore. So,
There,
I'm just looking,
I was just gonna say, according to Chuck's letter, there are a number of items missing, so they weren't all.
well, I didn't see the letter, so just sent.
No, this was the letter from Chuck Eden. It was posted to the website on July 26th. It was given to us July 25th, so it was unopened. This was his letter to you, or to the commission too, of all the items there's missing, and there's quite a number of them. So it was more than just that plan. It says, in addition to the information requested above by the commission, which is a whole half page, the specific items are needed: a report of wetland functions and values assessment and analysis, updated stormwater management calculations, supporting information, a summary of how the proposed project meets the requirements of Connecticut Stormwater Quality Manual, a planting plan, a graphical representation showing the species, location, size, and quantity of plantings as part of the wetland restoration and mitigation. He also said that you had to submit a proposed stormwater runoff treatment through a hydrodynamic separator and underground chamber system would be created in existing wetland used to further reduce peak flow from the development. This would result in a direct discharge to wetlands, which could result in a polluted discharge. Sections 2.5.2, 2.5.3, and 2.17.3 of the Inland Wetland IWA regulations. It is recommended an alternative be provided to avoid using the wetlands for stormwater treatment. The applicant must provide information on how the direct discharge as defined in section 2.5.2 and 2.5.3 from the parking areas and building stormwater runoff will not result in pollution. The designer's response to this comment has not been sufficiently addressed and has not adequately demonstrated how their stormwater management system will prevent pollution in regulated wetlands. The designer should note that based on the proposed plans, approximately 9,600 square feet of wetlands is being disturbed or enhanced. This will necessitate an Army Corps of Engineer PCN permit. As the missing information impacts the overall design, a review of the project materials will be provided once the missing information is submitted. Please contact us with any questions. Chuck Eaton, Michelle.
Everyone should have a copy of that.
It was in open gov and I also sent it to you.
She sent it to us email, but I just gave her.
So it's more than just one item that's missing.
So I gave the one that this person got, well, but it was very extensive.
So there's a number of items that are town engineers looking for review, and if we were to continue, which I'm sure you're asking for, it would all need to be into us by August 19th. Is that doable? Because we've already pushed the public hearing twice now.
Yes, it is doable. We came tonight because we were hoping to open the public hearing so we could go through a lot of the material that we, and George Logan is here, respectfully disagree with Chuck Eaton. The plan, this plan submitted is the planting, and the mitigation plan that was submitted. Yes, it was submitted a day late, but it was before his memo, so I'm not sure what he's looking at.
Well, some of these, his letter was dated July 25th and some of your materials weren't submitted until after business July 24th. So he wouldn't have gotten them until the next day. So that might have been the cross.
I don't think that's the cross, but respectfully disagree.
Okay.
Well, again, we're just trying to fast track this. The owner is here of the development or the future development. He's just trying to get a business in town, and we're not trying to.
We want the business break, if he goes by the town engineer, sent out the chairman.
I mean, I'm open to ideas from Chuck.
You say you didn't get it? You say.
I did not see it on OpenGov, and it was not emailed to me directly.
See, that's what.
If I missed it, I missed.
That's how we communicate all that.
I'm just saying. Everybody says things happen, so
Well,
he's been with us for many, many
right,
years.
but the thing is, he knew he needed a review and the items weren't submitted on time, which he knew as well. And Chuck is missing.
Can we get to this 19th of the 11th?
That's not my decision to make.
Again, to respectfully, 9.2 in the, it talks about public seeing. We're paying $6,000 for Chuck Eaton to review our plans. If a day makes a difference to him, I respect.
But it's
The
not the
system.
day, it's
I'm
the
not-
regulations, it's 15
But
days.
the
for public
regulation doesn't
inspection.
say
Right, but it,
Chuck Eaton needs 15 days, it's the public.
it actually does
Yeah,
say
it's a
that.
technicality.
It says that it has to be
Technicality.
15 days for
Okay.
engineering review in addition to public
Sure.
inspection.
So we have three options. We can open the public hearing. Yep. Do all this on the record with them presenting the application. Materially incomplete at this time. We also don't have for engineering review.
Right.
We can deny the application without opening the public hearing, or we can deny an application. There's too many to draft a motion to change.
Yeah,
You can deny the application without, to allow them to come back and resubmit.
that's what I want to do, to have them come back.
Or we can
But you paid
continue
all that money.
and push the public hearing another month, which would be the second time we moved the public hearing.
But if you paid all that money.
By the time it means,
I'm shooting to get it done next week.
All materials would need to be into the office by August 19th.
Well, the
right?
thing is
I-
that Chuck would need a chance to review them, and then if he had comments for the applicant to address, he would need to do that. too.
But we could also open a public hearing and have them revise their plan before we close. Okay? So
Exactly.
if the public hearing goes multiple meetings, they can exchange.
I would rather you guys hear our presentation only because you have issues that you're holding back, or you have comments or questions or anything like that, we can then answer those along with Chuck's comments. But that's,
I don't have a problem.
I don't know.
It's just, we know that it's materially incomplete. there's a number of
I
items.
know there's a lot of items, I read it
Well,
myself.
engineer has to be complete. To be complete.
Yeah.
And actually,
And
so if, Mr. Chair, with all due respect, if we'll run the limb, you have to get it done. Could you do that? Okay.
Maybe extend it.
We'll extend it.
Yes. I'm sorry, I missed the question. I thought you were gonna.
if the public hearing is continued, can you deliver the items that our town engineer has identified as?
Yeah, again, my only concern is that that new stuff comes up. That could have come out tonight. That's my only concern.
Well, that would only come up with our engineer.
Yeah, he's on here.
Well, you guys. No, I mean, you guys have. Some questions and suggestions all the time when we present applications. That's all but if you want to.
Well, we just want to see if he sees that there's no fault. Whether it's gonna be, if they don't need.
These guys are builders, so I mean.
Well, I know, based on those latest comments that I really haven't read yet and just heard tonight. There needs to be,
Okay,
myself and.
I'm gonna say, I know you a long time, Greg. If you say you haven't seen them, I believe you. But everything has to be email, maybe you should double check with Kathy, is there anything else? I just want to send her an email. Am I missing anything? How we doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then get this stuff done for the,
You have 10 days to get this all done.
yeah, you got it all done, get it all done.
13 days.
Well, it'll be done next week. Whatever, what's today, 6?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you do it?
You'll have it before then. I'm not,
You got money in.
I need the
You
back.
got a lot of money, you got a lot
You
of
got money invested.
I need the back.
You got a lot of money invested, and I don't want to see you blow the money, so.
Yeah.
We're bending over back, I think.
Okay, before we progress any further, Sherry wants to check open go. Prior to us proceeding, so could we have a 5-minute recess?
Sure.
That. I'll just need a motion to take a 5-minute recess.
Make a motion, 5-minute recess.
Second. Discussion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
I take just 5 minutes.
Okay, there's someone, I have to stop there.
Back from recess. So, we just, for some clarification and, kind of counter testimony to what Mr. Bettis had said. So Kathy and Sherry just went back, get dates to make sure that in receiving and giving back. So they were able to find an email dated Friday, July 26th from Sherry to the applicant, giving them the town engineer. They've been in possession of those comments since the July 26th. And then there, in addition to what engineer noted in his response letter, is materially incomplete with the application. There's also 2 properties that weren't notified, and weren't on the abutters. So even to open up public hearing tonight, I think would be inappropriate because there's 2 abutters. So with that knowledge, we can really do 2 things. We push the application to next month's regular monthly meeting, continue, give the application, applicant time to submit the missing material, indicated that you can do that. Or we can deny the application without prejudice, allow them to get the complete application and rate.
I have a question on that, Mr. Chairman, if I may. There's not gonna be no. They're not paying no more application fees, you know, like that. We postpone it. We postpone it, can we waive any extra fees? Because it was actually only one day. That, and the guy got $6,000 out.
Okay.
We've
What
done
day
it
for what day?
before.
What day? I'm not sure I understand. what you mean by
If we continue it. No, he said deny, we deny it, and then they come back.
If it was denied, it would be treated as a new application.
Yeah, they do that new application, so.
Because the staff still
We-
spent a lot of time.
We've done it in the past,
Yeah, but the engineering fee remains because they've already done a lot of work. And
Okay, that was it, we're not gonna pay them $6,000.
that's not what our applications cost. Our applications are a couple $100. Okay,
The question is, you're correct. We would deny the application without prejudice, they can reapply, they would have to pay the application fees. Like we
the
said,
money
those
you're referring
fees?
to is engineering, that's not,
engineering's regardless.
and that stays the same. The $6,000 is for Chuck.
Didn't you already paid it?
They paid it, but they've used a portion. They still have some left. They
Okay,
still
so
have
how much,
almost
how much more would they have to pay in the engineering?
So I checked with Chuck Eaton today, $6,000 was paid up front. He's already used 3,600 of it. So in order to review the comments and everything that's missing, then that would use up the remaining, and if there was any additional, we would let the
It would
applicant know.
behoove the applicant, the engineer on the review.
So let's,
If the public hearing,
I just wanted,
In favor.
Yeah, like, Sherry,
Let's do that.
if you postpone the hearing to August, it would have to be renoticed again. And the applicant would be responsible for the renoticing fees. The
How much
last.
is that? $100?
$125.
Well, that. That works. I don't want to.
so there are fees in everyone's packet.
Okay.
Eddie, you wanna make a motion?
And you feel like you're eager.
I know.
All right,
make a motion.
Yes.
I'll make it real quick. I want to move to continue this application 24-1, for regular activity at 327 East Main Street. To what day?
It's on the draft motion, September
You
3rd.
are gonna just read that.
September 3rd, 2024, for the request of the applicant with the following conditions. The updated plans and required documents will be submitted to the land use office by August 19th, no less than 15 days prior to the day of the day of the hearing. The abutting property owners must be notified no less than 15 days prior to the public hearings. That means you're out right away, okay? So, August 19th, evidence of the certified mailing must be submitted to the land use office no later than 8/19/24. That means you get the certification. The Inland Wetlands Commission has 65 days to make a decision or to open a public hearing from the official date of receipt. The commission received the application on May 7th. 65 days from May 7th is July 11th, 2024. The 65-day extension is from July 11th to September 14th. We all agree with that?
No, any motion, so I get it. Okay, discussion. We're on our okay, pushing.
Yeah, as long as you can get.
Continuing a public hearing.
Done. So you can get it done,
19.
get it done.
Okay, so appreciate it. Thank you. All right, all those voting in favor, say aye. Abstain?
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good
Mr.
luck, good luck, guys.
Okay. Item agenda number 5 is administrative review. This is IWC 24-1, this is 327. Sorry, this is the administrative review.
Here I put it down as, I think, because of there was the public hearing element, depending on what happened, she put it down as administrative review.
Got it. So we're just skip by
Yeah, you can skip that.
Just do a
5.
motion to table.
Okay. Can I get a motion to table 5A, IWC 24-1?
I'll make the motion.
All those voting in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed or abstained? On to item agenda B. This is IWC 24-2, 35 Chittenden Hill Road. Dr. Niebergut is the applicant. John Kunsel is the property owner.
Yep.
This is for application for regulated activities within 0 to 50 feet of the inland wetlands or water course. It's for a small part of the rain garden, grading, activities within 50 to 100 feet. We review them. It's in addition to an existing residence, balance of rain garden and gravel driveway. Going to be assessors map 61, block 43, lot 1-8 in the zone. RE. So we've already approved the special meeting minutes.
Yep.
Tonight, we need to make a determination if it's 60, which would require a public hearing, or if it's in your best interest of the public hearing. If we by consensus don't think it's a significant activity, then tonight we can make.
My personal opinion is definitely not significant. That's my,
So why don't we let the engineer present, and we can ask any questions.
Jason Emergut, professional engineer. Consulting. I believe most of you were at the site walk we had a week and a half ago.
Yep.
It's fairly straightforward. The conditions on, east side of the house, 24 by 32. The addition itself is 52 feet away from the wetlands, but there's some grading for a walkout. That's gonna be, and it's not filled. And, part of the mitigation is to take the first inch of runoff with roof leaders and put it into a rain garden. That will be affected with, native species of, herbs.
So any questions? Commissioner?
So I did make up a draft motion. I made copies, but I have two reports, so I think you might have gotten the correct one online, but I think the one I copied was previous, but Scott has the one that's here. Ryan doesn't mind reading
So
the
I have a
report.
motion, or sorry, you need to read the,
If,
do we need to read that?
if you want to, I did do a report for it, to you, and then I did a draft motion as well.
Was this report given to the commission?
Everybody got it in email today, but I
Oh, but it
made
was late.
paper copies. Yeah, so I don't know if you want to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you just read that into the record, just because we haven't had a chance to.
Executive summary?
Yeah.
Executive summary, the owner of 35 Chittenden Hill Road submitted an inland wetlands application to add an addition to a single family residence, a 24-foot by 32-foot, 768 square foot, 2-bedroom accessory apartment, as well as a rain garden, new code compliant septic system, stone driveway, and grading activity. The closest grading activity will be 30 foot from the inland wetlands. The majority of the proposed rain garden will be between 0 and 50 feet from the inland wetlands, which were flagged by Richard Snarski, certified soil scientist. The addition and portion of the rain garden will be 50 to 100 feet from the inland wetlands. A complying septic system will be located outside the view area. Following sections of the inland wetlands regulations are pertinent to this application. 6, activities regulated by local commissions. Section 7, application requirements.
Thank you, Rob.
thank you.
So I guess any. Yeah. Anyone have concerns about what they're doing? Okay, so it sounds like. Kathy already wrote up. Someone like to make a motion. Oh, sorry, I need to do consensus that this is not. It'd be a correct part. So, public hearing is necessary for this application, so we can make some. And then, before we do, any special conditions other than,
You want to swear the motion controls out
So
there?
I put
those
that
are in the general.
in the
Is it
junk,
into the
yeah,
conditions?
Thank you for asking, yeah.
Yeah,
that we have
soil erosion control, yeah, the as-built plans.
Yep, yeah, both plans, and what they dig, you want to tarp or anything, things like that?
I'm sorry?
You want any of the dirt that's dug up, placed in?
Everything she wants.
Okay,
And then
just ask, because sometimes people make mistakes.
we'll also have to set a bond.
It will set a bond.
And feel free to add a condition, Eddie. If you see something that you'd like to add on to mine, add whatever you'd like. As long as the condition.
So let's just review bonding amount in a little while, so. And previously, and for the whole commission, the way we set bonding, generally either up to our town engineer, if they do review, they'll recommend a bond for the amount for the property. Sometimes like this application, we don't involve our engineering and review, it's small enough that we can handle it. then pay for the national review. So in that case, we set our own bond. And previously, and we can always visit this again, but we either called them small, medium, large, or so small being sheds, little things like that. This kind of being a house would be probably medium to large. And we set those amounts. A medium would be a $2,000 bond, large would be a. And we had an extra large project. Larger, and what the bonding is used for is it holds that account, doesn't spend it.
Yeah, we don't spend.
But in case the application never moves forward, the applicant would dig up their property and then abandon it. It allows us to go in and basically restore it. Bring it back.
You know how the bond works? After the bond, we hold it, it goes to a growing season. If it's a growing season like this, you're gonna block growing season. Usually it'll take a growing season or two, and then Kathy will look at it.
Yeah, so you
Then you get your money.
finish your project.
Get a bond hearing, you know. and
Your
release the
request was
bond,
in your bond.
Some of the bond or most of the bond.
But make sure you keep the silt fence up.
And then Kathy does it. At the end of the year.
Yeah. When you're ready, you can request, usually you'll send a letter to Sherry or an email just saying, I'd like to request release of bond, and then I'll come out and do an inspection. Then I'll type up a report and take pictures and bring them to the commission to vote on it.
So bond amount, 2,000 or 4,000? 4, 2.
Think too.
What do you think about? Consensus is $2,000 for a bond amount. So with draft commission, just because.
Go ahead.
You got it.
I make a motion to approve IWC 24-35 Chittendale Road. River. PE applicant John Kuzel, property owner, application for recreation activity within 0 to 50 feet of inland wetland or a water, small part of a rain garden, with grading activity within 50 to 100 feet, review zone, addition to the existing residence balance of the rain garden, gravel driveway, accessory map 61, block 43, block 5-1-8, R-80, with the following conditions. Not later than 2 weeks prior to the commencement of any work, permit shall be submitted to the Clinton Inland Wetlands Commission, names, addresses, and contractors employed to conduct such work, and the expected date of the commencement and completion of the work. 2, committee shall give a copy of the permit to the contractors who will be carrying out the authorized activities. 3, committee shall contact wetland enforcement officers if soil erosion controls have been installed prior to the construction inspection. 4, posting any erosion and sediment on system one for 2,000
In the amount.
in the amount of 2,000 to be determined by inland wetland commission to be $2,000. Committee shall not deviate from the reference site plan and shall not make any de minimis changes without prior authorization from Clinton Inland Wetlands Commission or the wetland enforcement officer until authorized work has been completed. 6, on or before 90 days after the completion, the authorized work committee shall submit an as-built plan. The Inland Wetlands Commission finds the following. The application meets the requirements of section 7 of the Clinton Inland Wetlands Regulation, specifically section 7.2. 3.
All right, any special conditions? Do we go to the general conditions?
Joe.
Okay, all right. Motion, do I have a second? Like Sawyer.
You third
Any discussion, application? Okay, all those voting in favor say aye. Abstain?
I'll abstain.
All right. Thank you very much.
it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving along. Item agenda 5C, request for release of bond. Kowski. This is from IWC 21-011R. It is 22 Beach Park Road, sediment erosion control bond, in the amount of $500. This was an old application in 2021 for sanitary septic.
So Mr. Dolkowski contacted me to ask for these little bonds. So I went out and met him there. And I took photos, which I submitted with the report. It's always fully vegetated. And when we went out there to look at it, it was flat. They had to dig up near for septic repair and replacement. So my recommendation, first we vote, but my recommendation is to release.
Motion.
You take us all to dinner.
I'll second it.
Seconds, any discussion, on release the bond? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed or abstaining? On to number D, modification of the condition for C-24-40. So this is 18 Glenwood Road. Kathy Savona is the complainant. Amandeep and Gurmeet are the trustees of the Sink Family Local Trust. For a violation of section 4.3 and 6.2 of the Inland Wetlands Watercourse Regulations, effective February 1st, 2022, pertaining to the cutting, clearing, grading, deposition of material, and alteration of inland wetlands without a permit. Assessors map 54, block 53, lot E, lot 2-DO15280 in the zone 6.
So the reason we're asking for modification is because I've talked to Mr. Finman, he's tried to get an engineer and a surveyor out there. And he did manage to get someone, but it's gonna take time and it passed what we initially, maybe you all initially motioned for in terms of the deadline. So he was just asking for an extension so that he can have his professionals come out and do it. For the survey and the certified soil scientist to come out. So he just asked for an extension, the time, and Sherry, do you have any?
Kathy, have you seen what they've done?
Yes. So what happened was I went out there for something else and I happened to see what happened. There was a huge area that was cut and there was all these wood chips brought in and,
The town.
oh, so that's, okay, so that's something else. It doesn't have to, but I'll just mention it briefly. There was some issues with some drainage as well, separate from this. Where two property owners, 18 and 14, were, having differing opinions on the drainage. So the town did some work on the apron to, hopefully impact that so the water won't be coming down to their properties as much. So that was done, yeah. But this is about the cutting and, grading and filling in of the wetlands. So he just asked for an extension of time to get the professionals out there. He said he's already contacted them, but they need to do their.
When he was here, he was explaining, took out like 30 yard dumpsters and stuff. And he said it was like a junk here.
Yeah.
So, my thought was like, when he was saying that, like, basically he cleaned it up and he just put down the wood chips where the stuff.
Well, the thing is, it's in the wetlands.
No, I know, but he's saying the stuff he pulled out was in the wetland, so he just said there was cars.
It's possible there was dirt, but there was also tree cutting. There was also removal of, vegetation. There was cutting, yeah, there was filling with wood chips. And so all of that is against, it's a violation.
But I didn't know if he was pulling the cars out of the wetlands, and then what he did was he just smoothed stuff over, then he put down the wood chips.
I saw
Yeah,
what
we
he
did.
did when he first started and it's amazing what he took out. Amazing. But he bought it, he purchased it, he knew what he had to do. And he had a permit, so he was supposed to do it, but he cut corners, so he did the item.
So, I mean, so this is for the extension of time for him to, he has been contacting me regularly and he did get, people, but this summertime.
Yeah, but he came to us, he said, yeah,
So in your original condition of order, did you give them a date that it needs to be completed by? Like what extension are we putting on?
I think if we give him another month, So September 3rd.
But like previously, did we give him the date of like this? Oh, so we previously.
That's the only
decided-
reason we needed the modification. That was the meeting when I wasn't here, so that the date was set. And because usually what happens too, when I issue an order, is I put a date on there for it to be completed. Or, you know, if they work for me. So the thing is, because it was an order and the commission voted, I need commission approval to change it. I don't have the
So
authority.
we gotta make a motion to give him a new
The
date
extension.
to extend his modification.
I'll make a motion. Does he want?
Well, yeah, how much time? does it take?
I think we probably would be able to do September 3rd. And if there was an issue after that, I'll ask him, but he had told me that we should have everything done by then, which is the next meeting.
I'll make a modification of condition of C 24-44 to extend the deadline today till next regular monthly meeting, September.
3rd.
The third, September 3rd.
I'll say.
Any discussion about extending time?
No,
Okay.
he really did do a lot of work.
What did the engineers tell us? That they go out and look at?
What we want them to do, the certified soil scientist, well, first we need a surveyor to know where the property lines are and wetlands. He doesn't have them plowed by a soil scientist, the surveyor will put them down. And then, what it'll tell us too is sort of what should be planted there. If there's any vegetation, they should replace it and with what kinds of plants and what would normal look like. Because we've had other situations where people have done things in the wetlands and we don't know what normal should be, what the level of water is and everything else. So just to make it go back to what it was before it was touched.
So it'll basically put on record to us and to him what he's gotta do as far as removing wood chips or anything else that's there and how to put it back.
And then I request an as-built so that I can see that the work that was requested is done according to what the engineer or the surveyor, the certified soil scientist wanted. We had another one of these types of issues and the as-built was done and it was good because then I could see that, okay, this is what you were asked to do. Did you do it exactly according to plan? And is the scientist happy with it? And then I know. So that'll have that level of expertise.
Work has to be done by September.
No, it's just that he needs to go into plan. by
He
then.
need, yeah, he needs to tell
I
Kathy
need
how
I
it is.
guess,
Right.
that proper delineation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he knows, he's got a lot, he's got.
He's between that place.
Oh my God, when he get down there, it's unbelievable.
Regularly, and we try to educate.
It was bad.
Okay, so we had a motion to set it to the extension.
Yeah, the
Yep,
second.
and I have a second. Okay. Any other discussion?
Nope.
Those voting in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining?
Okay.
So 56 West Shore Drive again. On the agenda.
Put down as administrative review, I think. He did put under administrative review. I think he did.
It's IBE,
Okay, so this was extended.
so we don't need to do 5B. Okay, we're on to wetlands enforcement officer application. There's two of them.
So 93 was put on, that's an incorrect address. So it's actually 73 Cow Hill Road and, it's a WEO permit for grading and septic. So it's, the new house isn't within the wetlands, but the grading and septic are 50 to 100 feet. So it's the upland. So that's why I'm reviewing that. And then for complaints and violations, 29 Cow Hill Road, they've worked with me a lot. We're just about at the end of that one. They're just, stabilizing this, and I think we'll be all set. Okay, then, 18 Glenwood Road, that's the one we just talked about, and that's just a report to ask for the, extension. So that's it.
Maybe we'll look around 244. Richard went out there.
Right, so, that one, I don't have an update on. I know Richard was gonna go out there and so was Rebecca. That was more for the use of the property and to make sure that,
They don't have any, there's no sanitation.
Yeah, so- yeah.
What number is this?
So this isn't for wetlands, this is, Eddie had notified us about a property that, is being utilized for living space. It doesn't.
But there's well-
So
Well.
it's not wetlands.
So if it's not a wetland, if it's planning and zoning, you can't.
Yeah, it's still, but I passed it on, just so you know, I,
244. No, it's 244 Capitol
Yeah.
Road. But the thing, I don't think that we have jurisdiction is because of the wells. There's a
so we,
lot of wells.
that's really the sanitation piece.
There's water. There's
Is it a,
water out there.
the violation or regulations within 100 feet of the wetland?
Yes, he is.
Well, the thing is, it'd be if they did anything structurally or any disturbance, and I don't know of that. At this point, I know that from what Eddie's told me, it sounds like there may be a violation of health code. And Richard was gonna look at it for building code as well for, living space. When I last spoke with Richard, he didn't have anything yet, but I will make a note and I will email Rebecca tomorrow and then I'll follow up with you.
It's all right. There's so much going on.
Yeah, no, I'll email
If you're-
Rebecca tomorrow.
Yeah, if you're on that property, see if it is a wetland.
So I'll
It's
follow.
close, right close to it, I'll tell you that. But you know what a boat? He knows. On a boat, they have an answer, if you put where you're supposed to pump out, but there's a button you push it, it can go out the sound. That's what they have using for the back, with 5 people.
So if that is discharging.
Evaporate, I'm sorry,
So if
that
that is
word.
discharging.
Yeah, but that's why Rebecca was looking into.
But it's going into the wells and there is what to the left, there are captains,
Well, if it's an inland wetlands violation, you could bring it.
captain.
I'll contact, I just made a note, and the first thing I'll let Rebecca know, and then I'll let you guys. Right? And that's, I think, all that I have.
Okay,
So,
Kathy, that was everything on there.
okay.
So item agenda number 6, correspondence. Sherry, there's one correspondence about notification of pesticide treatment.
Right, this is routine. There's several, places in town that they do,
Lake treatment.
it's lake treatment.
They're just
They've been doing
required
it for
to.
years.
It's just a courtesy, yeah. Mhm.
I don't have any old business. Does anyone have any new business or additions to next month's meeting agenda? Nope. I don't have any comments, other than thank you for hanging in. So with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there any discussion? Was there in favor? Say aye. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
What?